Many men have nothing to smile about. Been broke down, too proud to cry it out. Walk a mile in my boots and you know what I'm about. I took some licks and I took some hits and I found out them bones can actually break sticks. But them words are powerful as shit.
Be here and to be able to share and to be able to have this space. And as always, we open with a medicine song, a song that's off the cuff, off the top. So we'll see what's going on here this morning. Boom, 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 baby. I'm just trying to straighten the crown on your head, blessed beloved. I'm just trying to straighten the crown on your head. I know those times have been weary. I know those times have been dark. But stay rooted in what you know. Use your power for good. Those that were meant to destroy you, don't let them be poison. Those that were meant to destroy you, don't let them be poison. You have the capacity to hold great sorrow and great love. I'm just trying to straighten the crown on your head. Whoa, whoa. I'm just trying to straighten the crown on your head. Meeny, Teckle says a hand riding on the wall. Meeny, Teckle says a hand riding on the wall. I said a meeny, Teckle says a hand riding on the wall. I said a many Teckle says a hand riding on the wall. A seraphim, a cherubim, a hand riding on the wall. A seraphim, a cherubim, a hand riding on the wall. I said a meeny Teckle says a hand riding on the wall. Meeny Teckle says a hand riding on the wall. Riding on the wall. I said a meeny Teckle says a hand riding on the wall. Riding on the wall. Riding on the wall. Riding on the wall. Yeah, yeah, de woo, yeah, de woo, yeah, de woo, yeah, de woo, yeah, de woo. I said, yeah, de woo. Down by the river, where the healing comes in. Yeah, Dewu, oh, Dewu, yeah, Dewu, 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 de dum de da sa da da sa sa da sa sa da sa da sa sa da sa sa da yeah. So what I wrote down on the page, because I come in and I just kind of jot little notes when we do let the paint dry, because we don't ever know what's coming through. But what I wrote down was show up and let the spirit move. And so that's kind of where we are this morning. We're showing up. It was a busy morning. We had meetings and we had Zoom calls, and well, once you get to know me, I can't handle Zoom calls. They like drive me crazy, but it's where we are. We got to do Zoom calls. And so it's, well, I can do a Zoom call for about an hour, but the 2 hours and the 3 hours, now that's just too much for my system, even with a break. So, but we show up. We're showing up this morning, and we're so grateful to show up, and we're challenged and we're inspired as we look at 2020 and think about all the crazy shit that's happened this year, and all of the horrible things and the good things, and it's been emotional roller coaster, for collectively, for America, for the world. We're a global pandemic, and there's so many layers at a family level, an individual level, a community level, a city level, a state level, a nation level, a global level. And I was having a conversation the other day with an individual that was scared for 2020, for 2021, scared to imagine what 2021 could be, because based on 2020. And I get it in one regard. I get that when you look at 2020, you're like, man, who knows what 2021 is going to be. But I think one thing we have to keep in mind is that we men and women, mainly men, humans, made up the year. We gave significance to the end of the year. But there is like a clock that is universal, and that is age old, and that is spiritual, and that has seasons. So, and that clock, that spiritual clock, has nothing to do with the end of the year that we made up, the cycles that nature is on a cycle. And where we put the calendar and the markers has nothing to do with nature and what nature wants to do and what nature will do. So the end of the year really is only significant if we make it significant. So it's not the beginning of anything. It's we made that up. There's no such thing as Tuesday. We made that up. Mondays are always bad. Not necessarily. It's just a day. We put a label to it, and we put a system around it. So I would argue, I would invite, if we have fear about 2021, to not have fear about it, but to look at it and realize that ending of this month and start a new year is something that we put in place really to kind of keep track of things and to get a economic cycle around. It has nothing to do with what's going to happen in our lives and what opportunities are going to come or what's going to be taken from us. Because I personally had a pandemic for about 4 years in my personal life prior to all this. Everything was falling apart. Everything got it was, and it was just a season, and it had nothing to do with a year, a time that man had put in place. It was just that was the spiritual time for me to have a purge and a cleanse, for me to lose everything. Lose the living space that I lived, lose the income that I had, lose the vehicles that I had. All of that disappeared. The savings disappeared. Everything disappeared. And everything was fine in the world. People were thriving. It was just my little situation. That was my season. And it was, I want to say it was about 4 years, 4 to 5 years. And it wasn't just a solid drop of just everything. It was gradual. It was like everything started to disappear and dissipate and go away. And then it was a rebuilding stage. So it was about like this, And there was moments where I was like, okay, this is the bottom. This is the lowest it can get. And then it would go lower. And I'd say, okay, this here, sleeping in my car in LA at a Del Taco or Taco Bell. I can't remember what it was. It was by USC. There was a bunch of people living out on the street next to me. I was living pretty much with them. I had a pillow. I was waiting for a ride at 3 a.m. I was like, okay, this is my new low. And then I was having health issues, and I could barely drive. I was in so much pain. And I was driving, trying to make a living, trying to make money. And I was like, this is my new low. This is my new low. This is it. And then I was in Venice Beach at a 7-Eleven, and I thought I was having a heart attack. I literally, my blood pressure went up. It was racing. I was just exhausted. My heart I was dizzy. Kind of find out heart attacks have a totally different feeling. But I thought I was dying. I couldn't breathe. I was sitting in front of that 7-Eleven. The sun was shining. Everything was beautiful as it could be in California. And I thought I was dying. I got out and was trying to walk to get air. And I was having a panic attack because I couldn't breathe. And I didn't know why. I was like, this is my new low. I'm going to die right here on Venice Beach in front of this 7-Eleven. Then my living situation that was already fragile, that disappeared. I was like, this is my new low. It kept coming, right? It kept coming. And then, little by little, one step at a time, things changed. Resources came, opportunities came, decisions were made. And the only thing that I remember was when that was real significant was when we were headed back up here to the Northwest. I was in California for a year, and I had already lost everything, and I thought I couldn't get any lower. Coming back, and we spent the night in Northern California. I think it was a Best Western or is that what it's called? Comfort Inn, some little just basic hotel. And when we spent the night there and I woke up the next morning, I knew that chapter in California had ended. And I drove into Washington, and I had friends that let me stay with them until I got on my feet. And I'll never forget them. I cherish them every day. And they know it. We talk all the time. They were saviors. They were angels to me. That day, I knew that things had changed. I felt a shift, and it was subtle. It was very subtle. It was just I woke up the next morning after we had spent the night in that hotel. It was just a clean place to sleep. We had lost our mattress in Bakersfield. We're going to be sleeping on an air mattress until we can get a mattress. This mattress is always the thing you need, right? When you move, always need a mattress. I knew that there was a shift. And slowly but surely, things started to build from that point on. Just little things. Every little art sale, every little income, every little opportunity. And they were all small opportunities. And that's how it goes. In your seasons, we have highs and lows. And in those seasons, when you're coming back out of a turn, like if you think of NASCAR, when you're coming out of the turn is the most difficult time. When you're coming out of a turn, there's a thing when you're going into a turn, and then in the middle of the turn, and then when you're coming out of it. But it's just small, micro people showing up, giving you small opportunities, buying you a cup of coffee. It's that micro. And it's just one after the other, and they just stack up. It's 1,000 little cuts, and they stack up to be something special. And that's the journey. That's what it's about. It's not about the end of the year. It's not about springtime. It's not about summertime. It's not about Christmas. Christmas is something that we've all agreed as a culture. And it's good. It's good to celebrate and bring joy. Like those times and moments of rest and Thanksgiving, that's good. But for me personally, when you look at, I don't celebrate any holidays personally. It's not a religious thing, but it's more of I look at it as just cycles to people to spend money. And that's not bad either. Spending money is good. We need money to go around and move around. We talked about that last time. I'm all into that. Move money around. But me personally, I am thankful every single day. I give Thanksgiving and have a Thanksgiving celebration for everything, every single day. I walk around in utter gratefulness. Even when I was in the negative in LA, living out of my car, not having access to so many things that I needed, I was grateful. Extremely grateful. Now, that is a discipline that you have to build up. That's a muscle you have to build up because there are plenty of things to be negative about. But for me, gratefulness is the antidote to suffering, to good times, to hard times. It's a permanent staple in my emotional and spiritual diet. And that's just my way. And the thing is I've never seen anybody win that has a negative attitude and only can see the negative in things. I've never seen them really win in life. So I adopted this mindset of gratefulness and finding the positive and not the toxic positive. I think we do need to acknowledge when things are bad, but still find something to be grateful for. And that's what I learned to realize, that no matter what's going on, that it's not all bad and it's not all good. And Christmas time, New Year's, bad years, good years, don't determine our success in life and our joy. We have to always fight for joy because there's going to be enough negative things that are going to come to us, right? So that's just my way. And again, today we're showing up and letting the Spirit move. But thinking about the end of this year, let's celebrate. Whether we do it with Christmas or whether you do it like me, get really still, get real thankful, find somebody to give to. I'm always finding somebody to give to. There's so many people in need. That's my life practice. Outside of my art, I spend a lot of time in front of that canvas, but I spend a lot of time finding ways to give to people and create opportunities. And this is not just tooting my horn because half the time I can't even talk about it because it's really personal for people. People are in some real sticky situations. But I invite everybody to be on the giving train. Whatever you can give it. Give to yourself first. Give yourself as much as you possibly can contain so that you have a lot to give to others. So I'm looking forward to 2021. I'm looking forward to all the opportunities. And I don't care how dark it gets. Like, there are real things like with this virus and with us sorting out an old historic wound around race in America, around the killing of black bodies, the weird dynamic relationship that we have with the police. And then you have people that are overtly white supremacists. That doesn't scare me. That doesn't shake me. That doesn't move me. It does not move me off of my mission, my calling, my life, my joy. There's no way that that can ever steal my joy. It's not as powerful. It's not powerful enough. Joy is too powerful when you look at it. And gratefulness and gratitude and giving to other people and being able to affect other people's lives, I don't know anything more powerful than that, because what that is love. And there is nothing more powerful than love. And the word love is not even big enough to define and to capture and to hold how powerful it actually is. We say, I love you. But when I say I love you, the meaning behind that, those that I love, and this is the way I love, those that I love, I'll die for. I'll give everything for. We'll fight together. We'll struggle together. For me, it's the only way to live is to live in love. And that love for other people and for myself every day. I look at my big crazy self in the mirror every morning and go, you motherfucker, you're so beautiful. I recommend everybody do that. I sit and smile at myself in the mirror every morning and start laughing out loud. People think I'm crazy. Maybe I am. But that love it cannot conquer or hold a candle to, the darkness and the fear of what's to come and what has been done in the past cannot hold a candle to the love that we can have and generate for ourselves and other people, and walking in that love and not walking in fear. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot to move yourself from living in a place of fear and a practice of fear into a place of love. It takes a lot in your body and your mind. I think I've talked about it before. I used to have panic attacks as a kid. And back then, it was the 80s. So there was no medication. There was, but I didn't get any. So to deal with anxiety. So I had to mentally, as a child, learn to talk myself out of anxiety. There's doctors out there that probably can diagnose what I'm about to describe. But for me, if things stayed the same for too long, I would panic and freak out. So if I was on a drive in a car riding with my parents and the road just stayed the same, I would start to just feel like I was never going to end and I was in this loop, and it would start to just speed up and speed up and speed up until I just start freaking out, crying hysterically, and just like and I would be at the back of the station wagon and I'd end up at the front of the station wagon. I don't think you guys even know what station wagons are anymore, but Google it. Same thing with plane rides. There's some sort, I'm sure a doctor can diagnose that. It was a real thing. I'd freak out. I even had it into my adulthood when I was on tour and I'd be driving and I get this moment of panic because the road would never change. It was just this long highway of the same. And I started to get this feeling like it's going to be like that forever, like the rest of my life. It's the craziest thing, right? I've learned to mentally talk myself out of that. I've learned how to deal with that with no medication. Now, I'm not suggesting that people walk around with no medication that need to be medicated. That's not what I'm saying. But I understand the mental place that you have to go. You have to find some sort of grounding tool, some sort of way to break that mental cycle, that loop that your brain gets in. You got to break that. So I understand the mental in that capacity. This is not, it's easy to say it, but it's not easy to do it. And that's what I'm trying to convey, is I say these things, but I know how hard this work is to move from a place of walking in love, from walking in fear to walking in love. That shit is going to take everything you got, but it's worth it to come onto the side of love and to be able to mentally have the maturity and the emotional maturity, the spiritual maturity to walk in peace and joy. And it's possible. So that's pretty much what's on my heart. And I'll share a couple business things. Vermilion in Seattle. We have a show that's going to be up until the 20th. And you can see the whole show from the outside, from the street. We're going to be up there on the 17th doing a live drawing session or live painting session. And then we're going to be in Tacoma on 6th Ave on the 19th, 2 to like 9 o'clock, I believe. And then everything on the website, we'll do another promo code. If there's anything you want to buy, let me know. We'll do a discount. I'm doing discounts, 30% discounts on everything. So everything is available. Everything that I post on social media is available. The only things that aren't available are the things that I don't post things that aren't available. Everything else is available, ready to go. So feel free for that. We're going to be gearing up, marketing and developing in 2021, really defining what we're doing, defining our brand, defining our clothing line. We have shirts available, customs. We'll do some print stamped out stuff that we can scale. Themes, and we'll have all that stuff going. So with that being said, thank you for all the supporters. Thank you to all the sponsors. It's a joy to do this, and we want to continue to do it. And we're super excited about 2021. We have things lined up already to go, and we're excited about sharing those things in due time. So with that, I think we'll close with a song. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Everything will be all right. Fight on just a little while longer. Fight on just a little while longer. Fight on just a little while longer. Everything will be all right. March on just a little while longer. March on just a little while longer. March on just a little while longer. Everything will be all right. Preach on. Just a little while longer. Preach on. Just a little while longer. Preach on. Just a little while longer. Everything will be all right. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Everything will be all right. Whoa, doo-doo. Ooh, yeah. walk in love, do work that matters, give what you can, show up and let the spirit move. We appreciate each and every one of you. Let the paint dry.